All right, deep divers, settle in because today we are embarking on what I promise will be a truly exhilarating journey. We've got an incredible stack of sources, and our mission is clear. Unearth some truly exceptional anime series that might have flown under your radar.
Yeah, the hidden gems.
Exactly. If you're like me, constantly searching for shows that deliver stunning visuals, emotional depth that resonates long after the credits roll,
Right.
and epic battles that genuinely thrill, then you are in for a serious treat.
Definitely.
We've got a curated list of 7 overlooked gems, and honestly, you absolutely should be adding these to your watch list.
And that's precisely our goal today. Think of this deep dive as your ultimate shortcut.
Okay.
We're going to guide you through these 7 fantastic series, providing you with Blinkist-level insights into what makes each one special, their core appeal, and why they absolutely deserve your attention. What I love about this selection is the incredible diversity we'll uncover.
Yeah, it looks really varied.
It really is. We're talking everything from mind-bending sci-fi and intricate high fantasy to gritty historical action and deeply profound emotional dramas.
Wow.
There's truly something here for every kind of learner, ensuring you'll connect with at least one, if not all, of these unique narratives.
Good.
These aren't just recommendations, they're a deeper understanding of why these stories matter and how they push the boundaries of animation.
I'm already buzzing to get started. Let's kick things off with a series that immediately grabs you, not just with its story, but with an undeniable visual flair.
Okay.
It really sets the stage for the kind of variety we're about to explore. Our first stop is Guilty Crown.
Ah, Guilty Crown.
When I looked through the material, its reputation for breathtaking visuals instantly jumped out at me, signaling a feast for the eyes.
It absolutely is a visual spectacle. But beyond that initial dazzling impression, Guilty Crown delves into some incredibly profound territory.
Oh, so?
At its heart, it follows Shu Uma, a high school student whose life is irrevocably changed when he encounters the enigmatic Inori Yuzuriha. Right. Thrusting him into a rebellion against a powerful authoritarian government.
Okay, standard sci-fi rebellion setup.
Well, yes and no. Many sci-fi series tackle rebellion, but what's truly unique here is the concept of voids.
Voids?
Yeah. These aren't just cool powers, they are physical manifestations of a person's heart, drawn out by Shu's unique ability.
Whoa, okay. That's different.
It effectively externalizes internal conflict, forcing characters to confront their deepest fears, secrets, and vulnerabilities in battle. It's a constant, visceral reminder that power often comes from our most hidden, vulnerable selves.
Interesting.
This approach raises fascinating questions about the true cost of leadership and the weight of loss, making Shu's personal struggle and moral dilemmas far more compelling than a typical hero's journey.
So it's not just about flashy battles, but a deeply psychological exploration wrapped in gorgeous animation.
Yeah.
That's a crucial distinction.
Exactly.
But you mentioned moral dilemmas. Are there any particular choices Shu faces or controversies surrounding his actions that really made viewers think?
Oh, definitely.
Sometimes a visually stunning show can gloss over those nuances.
That's a sharp observation. Indeed, Shu isn't always the traditional heroic figure. He's often reluctant, even flawed, and he makes decisions that are ethically ambiguous, especially as he grapples with the immense, almost tyrannical power of the voids.
Right. Power corrupts, potentially.
It explores that. A key point of discussion among fans often revolves around the sacrifices he demands of others and whether his ends justify the sometimes brutal means.
I see.
The series doesn't shy away from depicting the heavy toll of war and rebellion, and Shu's journey through desperation and difficult choices is what makes those themes of responsibility and the nature of power truly hit home.
Even if it made him a bit controversial.
Precisely. Even if it meant some viewers found his character arc challenging at times.
That sounds like a powerful start. Now, moving on to something else entirely, but still with that compelling blend of action and deeper themes.
Okay, where are we heading next?
What really piqued my interest about our next deep dive, Aldnoah.Zero, was its reputation for blending mecha action with truly intricate political drama.
Ah, yes. Aldnoah.Zero. A fan favorite for some specific reasons.
I'm keen to hear how it manages to pull that off, avoiding some of the more generic giant robot tropes.
That's a fantastic point, because Aldnoah.Zero genuinely tries to elevate the mecha genre. It sets up a captivating central conflict between Earth and Mars.
Right, the Terrans and the Martians.
Exactly. But this isn't simply an alien invasion. It's a deeply rooted political struggle that escalates into full-blown war, featuring incredible giant robots, or cataphracts as they're known in the series.
Cataphracts, got it.
What makes it stand out is the strategic brain power at play. Martian cataphracts often possess unique, almost unfair, physics-defying abilities.
Oh, so they're overpowered.
Essentially, yeah. Which forces Earth's forces to rely on ingenuity, cunning, and tactical brilliance rather than brute force.
Oh, I like that. David versus Goliath.
Exactly that dynamic in every battle.
Hmm.
But if we connect this to the bigger picture, what truly elevates the entire viewing experience, and this is a specific detail worth noting, is the incredible soundtrack by Hiroyuki Sawano.
Oh, the Hiroyuki Sawano. Okay, that's a big draw.
Huge. His compositions, like the iconic Alias track, aren't just background noise. They're almost a character in themselves.
I can imagine.
They push the viewer beyond simple good versus evil narratives into the brutal, almost existential gray areas of war and making the drama even more impactful.
You're right. Sawano scores are legendary for their intensity, so having that elevate the strategic depth of the battles must be phenomenal.
It really works.
It's smart to focus on Earth's ingenuity against Martian tech, too. It shifts the narrative beyond just bigger robots winning.
It keeps you guessing.
All right, let's pivot now from sci-fi battles to something a little darker and more overtly fantastical.
Ooh, intriguing.
Speaking of deep emotional burdens, Faragon takes us from the grand scale of sci-fi war into a world still scarred by conflict, but with a uniquely dark fantasy twist.
Right.
Exploring how humanity grapples with the aftermath when magic itself becomes a weapon of war.
Indeed, Faragon transports us to a unique setting. A world still reeling from the scars of a devastating war, where a select group of former soldiers possess the extraordinary ability to wield fairy powers.
Fairy powers.
Yeah.
Like Tinkerbell or something darker.
Definitely darker. Here's the twist that makes it so compelling. These fairies aren't just magical beings. They're actually organ transplants.
Wait, what? Organ transplant?
Yeah. Residing within humans, granting them supernatural abilities and essentially turning them into living weapons.
Okay, that is dark. That changes everything.
It creates a fascinating blend of vulnerability and power. An important question the series grapples with is how it manages to balance its intricate, often brutal, action sequences, where these fairy-wielding soldiers clash with a complex supernatural mystery that constantly unfolds around these very powers.
Well, there's a larger plot behind the powers.
Exactly. It's not just about the fighting. It's about uncovering the truth behind these fairies, their origins, and the profound ethical and social implications of their existence in a fragile post-war society.
Right.
The blending of gritty action with an overarching dark enigma is a key draw for listeners who appreciate a story with layers and a more intricate mythology.
That's a really interesting setup. The idea of magic as an internal, almost biological part of a soldier adds a layer of ethical complexity.
It really does.
How does Faragon navigate those ethical gray areas, especially regarding the soldiers who carry these transplants? Does it explore the personal cost?
Absolutely. The series delves quite deeply into the personal toll. These soldiers, known as fairy soldiers, carry not just power, but also the literal embodiment of war within them.
Wow.
It raises questions about their agency, their humanity, and whether they can ever truly return to a normal life.
I imagine not easily.
There's a strong focus on the lingering trauma of war and how this unique form of power often isolates them from regular society, blurring the lines between human and weapon.
That sounds heavy.
The ethical dilemma isn't just about how the powers are used, but how their very existence forces individuals and society to redefine what it means to be human in a world irrevocably altered by magic.
Wow, that's a much deeper cut than I expected from the initial description. Okay. Our next series takes us back into military sci-fi, but with a promise of truly significant emotional resonance.
Let me guess. 86.
You got it. This is 86, which has been described as a military sci-fi with a heart-wrenching story, hinting at its profound emotional depth beyond the battlefield.
86 is indeed incredibly poignant and handles its themes with remarkable unflinching honesty. It tackles the very heavy systemic themes of discrimination and sacrifice.
Okay.
In a world where the Republic of San Magnolia has essentially outsourced its war by forcing an ethnic minority, known as the 86, to fight in what they claim are unmanned drones.
Ah, the classic unmanned lie.
Exactly. The truth, however, is far more brutal. These are the juggernauts, piloted by the 86 via a neural link system called a resonance.
Neural link, so they feel it.
Oh, yeah. This technological detail amplifies the dehumanization. The 86 aren't just cannon fodder, they're physically and mentally connected to the very machines that represent their disposability.
That's horrific.
It creates a profound psychological burden that few other military sci-fi series explore with such intimacy.
So what's the emotional core then?
What makes this series truly resonate, offering powerful aha moments about resilience and empathy amidst conflict, are the deep emotional connections that form between these soldiers on the front lines and their handler, Lena, from the Safe Republic. Despite the vast, insurmountable distance between them, their bonds grow incredibly strong.
Through the resonance.
Through the resonance, yeah.
Yeah.
Revealing the enduring power of human connection, even in the most dehumanizing circumstances.
That's incredibly powerful. And the nuance of the resonance system really drives home the brutality of their situation.
It really does.
How does 86 manage to convey such profound emotional depth without tipping into melodrama, especially given the harsh realities and the constant threat of death for the 86?
That's a critical balance the series masterfully achieves. It avoids melodrama by rooting its emotional beats in stark realism.
Okay.
And the quiet, often unspoken understanding between the characters. The emotional connections aren't built on grand declarations, but on shared experiences, mutual respect, and the desperate hope for survival.
Subtle then.
Very. The series uses moments of profound, quiet, subtle facial expressions and impactful voice acting to convey the weight of their situation and the bonds forged in the fires of war.
Gotcha.
It's the understated yet persistent humanity of the 86 and Lena's unwavering conviction that makes it resonate so deeply without ever feeling forced or exaggerated. It's a testament to incredible writing and direction.
That's truly remarkable. Okay, shifting gears dramatically again, our next series promises a different kind of emotional journey, described as an emotional drama slice of life.
A change of pace.
Definitely. Let's talk about Violet Evergarden. When I think of this one, exquisite detail and a unique kind of introspection immediately come to mind.
You're absolutely spot on. Violet Evergarden centers on Violet, a former child soldier who, after the war, takes on a new role as an auto-memory doll.
Right, ghostwriters.
Essentially, yeah. A ghostwriter who types letters for people, articulating their most complex and often unspoken feelings. Her unique journey is about understanding emotions after war, particularly the meaning of love, a word she heard from her commanding officer before he vanished.
A very specific, poignant goal.
It is. And a truly compelling aspect is how this intensely personal quest, this internal exploration of what it means to be human, to feel, and to connect, is given breathtaking resonance through the absolutely stunning Kyoto animation visuals.
Kiwani. Say no more. Their work is legendary.
Isn't it? Every frame is a work of art, with incredible detail in the character designs, the landscapes, and even the most subtle gestures. These visuals aren't just pretty. They are a powerful storytelling tool, mirroring Violet's own meticulous process of learning and translating complex human experiences.
How so?
The animation's precision often reflects Violet's own struggle for exactitude in understanding and conveying emotions, making every scene a visually rich and emotionally resonant experience.
I absolutely feel the artistry in Kyoto Animation's work. But for a series so focused on emotion and introspection, does that visual perfection ever risk overwhelming the more subtle character beats?
That's a fair question.
Or even make Violet's emotional journey feel almost too polished, rather than raw?
It's something that viewers often discuss. While the visuals are undeniably perfect, I'd argue they actually serve to highlight Violet's journey rather than overshadow it.
Okay, how?
Her initial emotional void is often depicted through her stiff, almost doll-like movements, which then gradually soften as she understands more.
Ah, so the animation evolves with her.
Exactly. The exquisite detail in the world allows the show to use environmental storytelling to convey character emotions without relying solely on dialogue.
Right. Show, don't tell.
Precisely. For instance, a single tear reflecting a vibrant landscape can be more impactful than pages of monologue. So while it's polished, that polish often serves as a canvas for the raw, evolving emotions beneath the surface, ensuring the emotional core remains central.
That's a brilliant way to put it, making the visual style a part of the storytelling itself. Okay. Now, for those who love grand narratives, lords, mages, and sweeping conflicts,
Back to fantasy.
we're signaling a triumphant return to high fantasy with Record of Grancrest War. This sounds like it promises epic battles and intricate world building.
It definitely delivers on that promise.
I'm curious what sets it apart in a crowded genre.
Absolutely. Record of Grancrest War delivers on that high fantasy promise with a continent embroiled in chaos, where powerful lords and mages wage war over sacred crests.
Crests, like badges of power.
Sort of, yeah. They grant power and suppress dangerous magical anomalies known as chaos. Here's where it gets interesting. The true power isn't just in the crests themselves, but in their unification.
Yeah, I gotta collect them all.
Kind of. To bring order and end the omnipresent chaos. If we connect this to the bigger picture, the series evokes a similar sweeping feel to classics like Record of Lodoss.War in its scope.
Okay, high praise.
But with a sharper focus on political maneuvering and the personal ambitions of its leads, the narrative unfolds through intricate stories of war, constantly shifting alliances and evolving relationships.
Politics and relationships.
Especially the compelling dynamic between the pragmatic mage Seleuca Meletes and the idealistic lord Theo Cornaro.
An odd couple, maybe.
A very effective one. Their journey to unify the continent isn't just about conquest, it's about forging a path to lasting peace, making it a nuanced epic for fans who appreciate grand political machinations intertwined with personal quests, magical battles, and the destinies of kingdoms.
So it's not just about who has the biggest army, but about the ideals and relationships driving the conflict. That's a crucial distinction.
Very much so.
What would you say is the key element that makes Grancrest War stand out in a genre that sometimes feels oversaturated with similar tropes?
Good question. I'd say it's the emphasis on leadership and responsibility.
How do you mean?
While many fantasy stories focus on a chosen hero, Grancrest War often highlights the pragmatic and sometimes brutal realities of leadership.
Right, the hard choices.
And the complex web of alliances and betrayals required to unite a fragmented world. It doesn't shy away from depicting the moral compromises and personal costs involved in wielding power,
Okay.
and how the ideals of its protagonists are constantly tested by the demands of warfare. This grounded approach, combined with the fantastical elements, gives it a unique flavor that differentiates it from more straightforward, good versus evil narratives.
That's the perfect way to wrap up a fantasy section. And finally, to conclude our list, we're taking a deep dive into history with Angolmois. Record of Mongol Invasion.
Angolmois. Very different.
This sounds like a gripping historical action anime. Very different from the others we've explored, and I'm keen to understand how it brings such a specific historical event to life.
It is indeed a unique entry and a truly visceral experience. Angolmois plunges you directly into the tumultuous 13th century.
Wow, okay. Deep history.
Chronicling the desperate struggle of samurai and exiles bravely defending Japan against the overwhelming force of the Mongol invasion.
A real historical event.
Absolutely. Unlike some romanticized samurai tales, this series offers a brutal, unflinching, and surprisingly realistic depiction of medieval warfare.
Gritty, then.
Extremely. What truly defines the series, making it a historically rich and incredibly visceral experience, is its distinctive, gritty art style.
Oh, how does it look?
This isn't polished, clean animation. It's raw, almost sketch-like, which enhances the sense of desperation, the harshness of the environment, and the sheer physicality of combat.
That sounds intense. Suits the subject matter.
It really does. The series doesn't shy away from depicting the brutality of war, and the strong survival themes are paramount. You witness the sheer struggle of the defenders, their resilience, and their fight against impossible odds, often employing unconventional tactics against a technologically superior foe.
So it's about the underdogs.
Very much. It provides a unique perspective on a pivotal historical event, focusing on the human element of survival and resistance against a formidable enemy with a truly distinctive visual approach.
Just picturing that gritty art style and the Mongol invasion, I almost feel the chill and desperation of the battlefield.
Yeah, it has that effect.
It certainly sounds like it doesn't pull any punches. How much does it lean into historical accuracy versus dramatic license to tell its story?
That's always a delicate balance in historical fiction, right?
True.
Angolmois is quite commendable in its efforts toward historical accuracy, particularly in its depiction of armor, weapons, and the scale of the Mongol invasion itself.
Okay, so they did their homework.
It seems so. It portrays the overwhelming numerical superiority of the Mongols and the desperate, often suicidal, tactics employed by the Japanese defenders. However, like any narrative, it takes dramatic license to create compelling characters and plot lines. The focus on a group of exiles fighting on Tsushima Island allows for intense personal stories to unfold within the larger historical context.
Gotcha. Grounded but dramatized.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, While the core events are historically grounded, the personal journeys and individual battles are dramatized to amplify the emotional impact and the overarching themes of survival and sacrifice.
So what does this all mean for you, our dedicated listener? We've just navigated an incredible breadth of genres and experiences, haven't we?
Quite the tour.
From the visually stunning psychological sci-fi of Guilty Crown and the brilliant mecha political intrigue of Aldnoah.Zero, through the dark fantasy and ethical dilemmas of Faragon and the heart-wrenching military drama of 86. We then soothed our souls with the emotional artistry of Violet Evergarden, dozed back into high fantasy strategy with Record and Grancrest War, and finally stood firm against history's tide with the gritty realism of Angolmois.
A really diverse list.
These are truly exceptional series that, as our deep dive today has shown, might have flown under the radar for many, but they offer immense value, surprising insights, and deeply emotional, thought-provoking journeys.
Exactly. My hope is that this deep dive into these 7 unique storytelling experiences encourages you to choose one or perhaps several and begin your own exploration.
Yeah, give them a shot.
Reflect on the specific insights we've highlighted, the unique artistic choices, and the profound emotional and thematic journeys each series offers. Each of these series reminds us that there's always a hidden gem waiting to be discovered, offering fresh perspectives on universal themes. So here's a thought to leave you with. What profound insights might you uncover by exploring these overlooked narratives, and how might they broaden your understanding of storytelling itself and what animation is truly capable of?
Something to chew on.
Go forth and discover.